Hello beautiful friends. I wanted to share a little technique that I have been sharing with so many people lately and using myself. I have been using it with my beautiful therapist for a really long time, and I've just been reminded after listening to an amazing talk with Linda Bird on Stormy Grace's channel, reminded just how powerful this technique is. And I've been sharing it with so many people because it has been so incredibly helpful for grounding really anxious energy, for helping to shift experiences that are traumatic very, very quickly. It's called emotional freedom technique, which I admit, when I first heard it, I thought it was like, a bit new agey and a bit, pie in the sky, unrealistic. But it actually works, and the name fits really beautifully because it is a process that helps us to move through emotions that otherwise stay really stuck and rigid, and through which we experience our whole lives through a filter that isn't actually true, although it feels real. The stories that we're telling ourselves, we're often not even entirely aware of. So the EFT, for short, Emotional Freedom Technique, is really fantastic for a few reasons. One, it was developed by a guy called Gary Craig, and it works on the meridian system. So it's a tapping technique that you tap on the various meridians of the body while you say an affirming statement. Both sides of this technique are really, really powerful. The first one the tapping helps to release blocked energy, and the affirmation statement is incredibly powerful. One, because it helps us to articulate what we're actually feeling, and that's something that a lot of us don't actually know. And this technique helps us to find the words, because we can develop statements, a series of statements as we go through the tapping, that get a little bit deeper down into what is actually going on for us and where the block is. Gary Craig described the technique as working because the whole body is comprised of electrical energy systems. The whole world is energy, the cosmos, we're all really ultimately just energy. Einstein proved that. But of course we appear as waves and particles at the same time, or something like that. I may have gotten that wrong, but you get the gist. Energetically, our system becomes fractured and blocked, and he posited that the tapping technique helps to free up that energy system. My feeling is also that the things that we are saying to ourselves are as much the cause for the blocking of our energy system as they are an outcome of the blocks in our energy system. I feel that very strongly because I have, over the last few years, been paying really close attention to what I say to myself, and I know how it feels in my body and what I'm capable of doing and what I'm not capable of doing when I'm running certain narratives in my head. EFT is really fantastic for helping to clear those narratives, for helping to illuminate what they are, and the tapping just helps to clear them. So I want to show you how to do this. It's very, very simple. Everyone can do it. It can be really helpful to do it with somebody else because they can hear what your narratives are. They are so familiar to us that often we don't even notice that we're saying them. We don't notice that they're such a big deal. So it can be helpful to do it with someone else who can say, that's your statement. So the statement is comprised of two parts. It begins with even though, and that's where we include the part which is the disrupting emotional statement. So I'm going to use myself here, and I'm going to do a really common one for me. Even though I feel like I'm doing it wrong, the second part of the statement is I still love and accept myself. There's something that is just, even just in saying those words, is so releasing, because ultimately I feel that that is the disrupting nature of these beliefs and these narratives, that we feel that because we are failing or not doing well enough or whatever the scenario might be for us, that we are not worthy of love or acceptance as a result of those flaws. And that is just absolutely not true. So then we move on to the tapping part, and what we're going to do is repeat this statement over and over as we tap on the meridians. Now they're quite easy to remember in sequence like this. It starts with the hand, the side of the hand. We literally just tap lightly on the side of the hand, and then we move up to the crown of the head and we tap on the crown of the head, and then we move down the body from the crown of the head to the forehead or the third eye, to the side of the eyes, underneath the eyes on the cheeks, easy to do without glasses, underneath the nose, underneath the mouth, on the chest, the collarbone, and then on the sides of the body. I do quite like to do it like a monkey, but you can also do it like a hug. Both ways are really nice, and you can do it as you feel it. So let's do this statement, my statement. Even though I feel like I'm doing everything wrong, I still love and accept myself. You can change the statement as you go to get it more right. So even though I feel like I'm doing it wrong, I still love and accept myself. Even though I feel like I'm getting it wrong, I still love and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid of doing it wrong, I still love and accept myself. You don't have to change it as much as I am, but I am noticing that it's not quite right every time I say it, or I go a little bit deeper, and this is what really works about it, that you go a little bit deeper and get a little bit clearer about what it is. Even though I feel like I'll be a failure if I get it wrong, I still love and accept myself. Even though I feel embarrassed about failing, I still love and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid of getting it wrong, I still love and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid of failing, I still love and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid of failing, I still love and accept myself. And then you can move to the other hand and go through it again. Once you've been through one round, you kind of go, well, what do I feel now? Has my statement changed? Has something else sort of come up for me? We'll do it one more time, just so that you can get the process right. So, what am I feeling right now? Even though I feel embarrassed about putting myself out there on social media like this, I still love and accept myself. Even though I feel a bit ashamed about putting myself out like this, I still love and accept myself. Even though I feel afraid of how people see me, I still love and accept myself. I like to slow down on that last statement because it's so powerful. Even though I'm afraid of how people will see me, I still love and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid of how people will see me, I still love and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid of what people think of me, I still love and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid of what people will think of me, I still love and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid of what people will think of me, I still love and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid of what people will think of me, I still love and accept myself. I'm going to do it again. Even though I'm afraid of what people will think of me, I still love and accept myself. It's so good. It's so, so good. The other reason I wanted to share this is because it is working on the nervous system, on our electrical circuits, and this time that we're moving into, this Aquarian era, which is experiencing in 2021 the enormous long-lasting square between Saturn in Aquarius and Uranus, the planet of electricity and electrical circuitry, disruptions, chaos and shocks in Taurus, the body. That suggests that in 2021 we are going to experience a lot of electrical kind of interference, anxiety. You know, we will be experiencing a lot of change. And so this technique is so wonderful for grounding when we are feeling that way. And I really hope that you guys find it helpful and practice it as much as possible, as much as you can whenever you feel off, whenever you feel bad, whenever you feel anxious, depressed, upset, triggered, anything. It is so useful. It's one of the very few techniques that is actually effective with post-traumatic stress disorder. That's really powerful. And I have watched so many people shift out of a crisis just by doing that technique 2 times. Once, even just once, they did it one statement and I said to them, how do they feel at the end? And they were like, I don't even feel that way anymore. I was like, do you have something else you wanted to say? And they're like, no, I just don't feel it anymore. It's amazing. It really works. It seems silly, it seems so basic, but it's incredibly effective. You can also just say the statement in your head. If you're somewhere where you can't be tapping in public with your boss or whatever, you can literally just take a moment for yourself and say, even though I'm afraid of what's going to happen, I still love and accept myself. Just in your head, repeat it over and over. And if you find it hard to say it out loud, just by yourself, you can say it in your head. But it's so effective, and I hope that it brings you guys some peace and some relief and helps to shift you through old stuff really quickly, because it does, so that you're able to step up into the next level of what you're being asked to do here. Big love, everybody. Enjoy it.